All right, we're starting over. Hello. Welcome to this guide slash testing proof of regenerating story locations. This is for Vintage Story version 1.22.3 stable. This may or may not work in past or future versions, so just keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that this server that I'm playing on is heavily modded, so your mileage may vary, but I don't think it will. All right, so if you want to avoid spoilers for Vintage Story story locations, now is your time to bail. Yeah, you tell him, Booker. All right, that was plenty of time. Okay, so this whole thing came about because we had some players who went out to the Resonance Archive and found that it didn't generate correctly. Hi, buddy. So we are making an attempt to fix that. So first thing I did is I set my story mode or my game mode to creative by /GM2. You do need to be an admin in order to do this, I believe. I had our server admin send over a backup of the current server save. This one is from yesterday. As you can see, the date is the 25th of February. In the actual live server, I think we're sometime in March. But this way we can make sure that everything will work and nothing unanticipated will happen. So, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna type correctly. We're gonna type in genbackup, and then whatever you want your backup to be called. I'm gonna say Resonance Archive regen.vcdbs. This is going to generate a backup of the current save file. That .vcdbs is the file type of Vintage Story save files. If you don't specify that when you're generating it, it just makes an extensionless file. You can add the extension later. That shouldn't be a problem. It'll tell you when the backup is done. So when this is done, it goes into your backups folder in whatever your Vintage Story data folder path is. To restore that, you just need to move it into your saves folder, make sure that it is named appropriately, the file is named appropriately, and then double check that your server.json or serverconfig.json, which is it? I'm looking. Serverconfig.json is pointing to the correct save. So, not a big deal. This is really just a safeguard in case something goes horribly wrong and we need to roll back. All right. Now that that is done, we're already in creative mode. We are going to TP. Where's my P? There you are. storyloc Resonance Archive. So it has teleported me to the Resonance Archive. It teleports me to the location that is set, I believe, for the Resonance Archive. It doesn't put me at the entrance. As you can see, it has put me in the middle of, some blocks. And I can't get out of here. But that's okay, I don't need to right now. Actually, just kidding. Yes, I do. So we're going to hit F3 a couple of times so that we can toggle on fly mode and no clip. And then just as a guidepost, I'm going to pull in the map to the Resonance Archive so that gets noted on my map. So the structure of the Resonance Archive is a large cylindrical space, generally within a mountain. And I just knocked something over. My goodness, I'm a mess. In order to get into the giant cylinder that I'm looking at here, we are, in fact, going to make it daytime. We're going to head over to where it says the entrance is. There is a mine shaft. As you can see, it didn't generate right. These question mark blocks are indicating that it doesn't know what kind of skin or texture to put on these individual blocks. That is not supposed to happen. And then as we come up, we can see it's not quite right. I hit F2 a couple of times to increase my move speed so we can get to the top prior to the heat death of the universe. And yeah, as evidenced here, this is not correct. There is no way to get down from here unless you want to dig, which is an option, but we can do better. So once my game catches up, there we go. Yeah, this structure here, this is built by our players. They came out here and they saw this and they were like, something is not right here. And they're correct. So what are we going to do about that? We're going to regenerate this story location. I am going to teleport myself back to this place. The way that I've been doing this is I have been regenerating it close to this location. It doesn't have to be exact. I have chosen this boulder as my, I guess, anchor point. So we're going to send the following. We're going to do /setstorystrucpos, set story structure position, resonance archive. So we're telling it, hey, we're going to set the position of the resonance archive. L, this is saying we are going to set the story position to be at this location I'm looking at. So this is the location of this boulder that I am gazing upon. And 1. 1 is a Boolean. You could also put true. I think this is in there just so you have like an extra confirmation of, hey, yes, I do in fact want to run this command. It does not work if that's not in there. So we're going to send this. Okay, story structure location moved to this position. Regenerating chunks at the location should make it appear now. Fantastic. So now what we're going to do is /wgen regen 3. wgen is the world generation tool. Regen says, hey, we want to regenerate the world here. And 3 is a radius around my current location. 3 ends up being something like 70 chunks. I've seen a lot of places online recommend doing 7. That regenerates 225 chunks. That's just a little too much for me. I'm trying to do this with as minimal impact to the rest of the world as possible. I found that 2 was not enough. 3 seems to be just right. So I recommend testing, seeing what works for you and your current save. Just please keep in mind that anything that is built, any players, any pets, anything that is not part of general world generation in this radius will be obliterated. It will be completely wiped out. So please make sure that if you run this command, you don't do it near your town, near your home, near anything that is important to you. We are far enough away from all of the structures that we have built on this server that is good. This is a good radius, but this can be dangerous, so be cautious. We're going to hit enter. We are waiting for the chunk thread to pause. It needs to stop everything it's doing within this radius. It'll say it's not responding for a minute. All right, reloaded landforms and regenerating 49 chunk columns and regions. All right, regen complete. Huzzah. Let's take a look. Oh, there we go. All right, let's come back in here. So we're here. We've got our central column as intended. If you move the Resonance Archive significantly far away, this Resonance Archive map, which I believe is vanilla, maybe not, will, if you use it again after it's reset, it will reset the map waypoint accordingly. So let's come over here and make sure that our mine shaft is generated, and it sure is. So as you can see, this is a much nicer way to get up and down. It has our giant Metal Gear Solid ladder that takes forever to climb up and down. And this is now a full building. Previously, it was just everything on like this right-hand side that was generated. This is much nicer. Ooh, sorry. Oh no, I'm stuck in the ice. Oh no, let me out. Okay. And so this has generated our new entrance right into this mountain. This is very good. I am going to go through and make sure all of our rooms are there. I'm going to get me some lights. I like these creative lights. I like this color. If you don't want to see anything specific about this Resonance Archive, now is your time to bail once again. All right, let's get to it. So as we come down here, this is our entrance mine shaft. It is very long. I've just hit spacebar twice so that fly mode gets turned off. On our first floor, over here, we've got our bell workshop. I don't know. So I have never been in the Resonance Archive in my own world. I don't know if bells are supposed to be spawning in here. I have not seen them spawn here yet. So if that's something that's supposed to happen, this might not have worked as intended, but that's all right. There are worse things that could happen. There are heads. They do not reanimate when you leave creative, so I'm just not going to leave creative. All right, we're going to get no clip back on. There we go. So we can come back out here. I'm gonna get some lights up so we can see. We got engineering. We've got some deep drifters. They're hanging out. They're chilling. We have the commons. This is where the deep drifters live, I see. Yeah. He said yeah. No. Keep me flying, please. Thank you. All right. The guard robe. The noble's quarters. No. There we go. And now we're back here at engineering. Down here we've got our translocator room. We've got waste. We've got this. I'm too far down. The freezing is something that happens to my game fairly regularly, so that's not... It might just be because it's loading additional chunks, but that's normal behavior for my instance of the game. So, yeah. Got some more guys. We've been to the Bell Workshop. The exit, which is the mine shaft out. We've got the guard room. We've got the library. And we have the stuff down here. Yeah. So, everything seems to be in order. I am going to keep my eyes peeled. If somebody says, hey, something is missing, please let me know. And we'll just keep going, figure something else out. But hopefully nothing else spawned poorly. And if it does, now we have a fairly reliable way to test it and make sure that it gets better. All right, thank you very much. He's here. I didn't realize this room led over there.